interesting thing there is who finishes above. If Keighley win that game, they should go above Doncaster in the table, but it does open the door for North Wales to then win their game and finish in third and get the home playoff tie. So it's all to play for there for playoff placings. It is the playoffs, the finals already in the NRL, and we've got a couple of teams that have British representation. The Panthers play the Rabbitohs, of course, with Tom Burgess potentially in that side, Saturday 10:50 a.m. And then the Eels play the Knights, and you never know, a run of injuries, and our man on the wing might get back in for the Knights, Sunday 7:05 a.m. if to see if Dom Young makes his finals debut. But get in your fan views on the Google form for all of next week's games, and we'll look forward to talking about them on next week's show. That's it for sort of the guesses for an interesting round 24 of Super League. We're now going to move into the show wrap up. Okay, Sarah, we're in the last throes of episode 319, and I don't know if I'm going to ruin my quizzing skills like the Wigan fan did on Sunday at Magic. He got none. You're going
to do better than that, Mark.
One of the questions was, when did you last win the Challenge Cup final? He said 2005. 2005 was when we were shite.
We beat Leeds.
Yeah. I think 2005 might be when we lost 75-0. It could be 2006 though, but it's not something I need to fact check. Neil, don't even bother.
I was going to say, if you want to get in touch, Neil, ahead of next week's show.
But either way, 5 and 6 were our bad years, and 7 and 8 wasn't much better. But anyway, yeah. So I think one of the questions, I didn't quite hear it, but I think one of the questions was, who is Wigan's number 3 this year? And he said Sam Powell.
Yeah. Maybe though he knows Joshua wears a number 10 shirt, so anything's possible.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this week's quiz is a Magic quiz.
Excellent.
Yeah. We actually have 6 questions, but we'll run through them quickly. So your first question is, how many clubs have taken part in Magic weekend fixtures?
Right, okay. So we've got the 12 who played this weekend. Then on top of them, we've got Crusaders, Widnes, Bradford, London. 16.
Correct. I think your number 2 will be quite easy given what you've just worked out.
Okay.
So from the first Magic weekend, only 2 clubs were missing this year. Who were there? So
Bradford.
2 clubs. Yeah.
And London.
Who were called?
Oh, Harlequins Rugby League, were they called that then?
Yeah.
The same thing.
I know. So one match from 2007 featured the same 2 teams playing as this year.
Oh.
Who were they and who won the games?
Oh. Interesting. I thought it was all derbies back then. But if Cass were in the Championship that year, then it would be Huddersfield versus Wakefield, and I would guess that Huddersfield won it.
In 2007?
Yeah.
Correct. So in 2007 it was Huddersfield 36, Wakefield 12.
I am well better than that Wigan fan.
And then obviously in 2021 it was Huddersfield 18, Wakefield 32.
Yep.
And both games were the first match on Sunday afternoon.
Interesting stuff.
Question 4. The biggest single day gate was 40,872. Which day was that?
I would say that was the the first day at Newcastle in 2018.
No, it was Saturday in the 2015.
Ah, well.
Which is the only non-Super League match to be included in Magic Weekend.
Oh, it was Toronto versus Toulouse at Newcastle in 2018 on the Saturday.
Yeah. Well done. And your final question.
I know that because me and Liam were talking about it when he picked me up, and he was saying, "Didn't I have to pick you up earlier last time?" And I was like, "Yeah, because there was another game."
Yeah, that's the one that I went and sat with Dom's granddad for.
There you go. He had a good time this weekend. Oh,
so I heard.
He's a legend.
He is. So your final question. St Helens might have lost out this weekend, but they're the only team to nil opponents twice. Who and when?
I don't know if I was asked this question on one of the other quizzes recently. They nilled you when they nilled you at Newcastle. I'm pretty sure when Makinson scored that long ranger.
Probably.
But that might be wrong. But I'm going to say one of them was against you in 2017 or 16. Yeah. 17, yeah. And the other one was... I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'll have to completely guess. The other one was against Huddersfield in 2013.
It was actually against Rovers in 2010. When it finished 54-0 as opposed to 45-0 against us.
Oh, me and Liam stopped in a bar before the games on Sunday, and they were showing the Magic Weekend game where David Hodgson won it right at the end with that long-range try after Michael Dobson had scored the try off the 3-yard forward offload from, I think, was it Reece Lovegrove? I was trying to work out which year it was. I couldn't decide if it was 12 or 13.
I think it was 12.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those games at Manchester had a few dodgy match official decisions, didn't they, between you guys?
Yeah. Yes. Oh well, that was very respectable, Mark. 4.5 out of 6.
4.5 out of 6. I'll take that. It's not quite Mark W, but it's certainly better than the Wigan fan.
Definitely.
Recommendations wise, I'm not going to go interesting or anything else this weekend. I'm just going to say Magic Weekend and rugby league people. You know, there's so many people you speak to at Magic Weekend. Most of them you're drunk and they're drunk, some of them otherwise, but you know, you probably wouldn't get on with them in normal walks of life even necessarily. But this weekend, out of all of the misery that we've all felt about rugby league, and probably will feel about rugby league for a while at the moment now as well, because it's daunting, worrying times financially and stuff like that, but actually around the games and at the stadium and after the games and stuff like that this weekend, it felt overwhelmingly positive and really enjoyable. And you know, just support Magic Weekend if you can. I'd say I was a bit wary about going this year for a few reasons, cost of the hotel being one of them, but do you know what, it was money well spent at the end of the day, because I had a great time seeing you guys, seeing all the other people. Great time. Yeah.
You've stolen my recommendation. No. I was also going to say that I just think it was great. Like, as you say, just spending, just hanging out, watching rugby, meeting up with people. Chatting to people that you wouldn't normally chat to, you know, having a laugh with people, you know, groups of fans chatting with each other. There's just something special about it. You know, I think people have probably seen the photo of us all outside the pub. Where else would you get 4 different teams fans just stood chatting, having a drink, having a laugh with each other.
No, exactly. You know, where else would you have, like, what other sport would you have that in? And it was just repeated so many times over the day amongst so many groups of people. It's great stuff.
Yeah, and I was telling you the story before we started recording that we were just leaving and some very drunk Leigh fans chased us to ask us what the words to one of the lines of Old Faithful was because they wanted to know it. You know,
I don't think they would have outsung the Rovers fans even if they tried, unfortunately.
Well, no, there were 3 of them, but you know, again, I guess even just sitting in the same stand as other fans and, you know, working out, is the Wigan drum more annoying than the Huddersfield cowbell? And the answer is yes. But, you know, things like that. Yeah, it was just good. And I definitely think, like, especially, I love it being in Newcastle, but if you possibly can get to it, then go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Next week's show, David, if he's, you know, we might see him. I suppose you did see him on Sunday, so he hasn't run away completely.
No.
So we'll have David on next week. We'll be back to Monday night next week. And yeah.
Are you?
Sorry?
Are you not on Tuesday night next week?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, you never know, actually, at the moment. The way England are playing at cricket, they might get bowled out on the Sunday and then we can do it on the Monday night. We are on the Tuesday night next week because David's, after arranging the schedule, changed the schedule. But yeah, that's true. It's Tuesday next week again. I'll have to remember that. Thank you, Sarah. It's a good job you're here.
Yeah.
Good job you're here. Okay, we can find the show at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We did use Instagram. Well, yeah, I put pictures on this weekend. So go and check those out. Facebook.com/Super League Pod is where you can find us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook and we'll start using it more. superleaguepod@gmail.com. Superleaguepod.com is where you'll get the episode blog post. That's where you get all your key links to everything as well on there. Search for the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, anywhere else you normally find your podcast. We're on YouTube too. Wherever you do find us, give us ratings and likes and that sort of stuff that we're supposed to ask for. And yeah, do you want to give a shout out to our friends, Sarah?
Yep. So again, this show is sponsored by Rob's Toy Shop. You can enter SLP discount on checkout at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay, get 5% cash back on orders over £5 and give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com and see what they can do for you.
Local community game sponsors now in Leeds as well.
Yes, they are, yeah.
Which is great stuff to see.
Yep. And Sarah's bookcase, where you can get any books that you like from baby to young adult, and you can find out more on Facebook.
Great stuff. That is our comprehensive and enjoyable to look back over. You know, I feel like it wasn't. I'm not that down, even though my side lost at Magic Weekend.
Yeah.
It was a great time and particularly a great finish to those games on Saturday. So I enjoyed myself. I hope you've all enjoyed yourself listening to us recap it. And we'll look forward to hearing from you all over the next week about what's coming up, and we'll speak to you about that. I don't know where I'm going with this, Sarah. Speak to you all soon. Goodbye.